welcome back, viewer. If you're just joining us, you're watching DBS Morning Extra on this 7th day of the month of November 2019. And with me in studio today, our guest who will help us discuss. And viewer, if you've noticed, is that nowadays, when you walk along the streets in your estate where you live, you realize that in Kenya there is a booming business called XUK. Now, this is a business where you find second-hand or used goods, from household goods to gym equipment, bikes for kids, skates, and all this kind of stuff. And it's really a business that is growing in our cities, especially in our major cities. But then one would ask themselves, who does this business? How is this business done? And where do they get their equipment, and how do they bring them into the country? What does it entail to start this kind of a business? And well, if those are the questions that linger in your mind, today with me in studio I have two gentlemen who will help us dissect about this and also help us understand better on how this business is done, some of the challenges that they face, the good things that the government has done, or the good things that are in the business, and also the hurdles that they face. With me in studio is Peter Mbugua, who is an entrepreneur here in Nairobi, and also Mr. James Ndongo Ngige, who is a clearing agent. The two today will help us dissect and look into this sector, find out what it entails and how easy or difficult it is to run this business. Karibu sana to our studio.
Thank you so much.
Maybe we start with Mr. Peter Mbugua. Maybe you can just tell us, why did you decide to get into this kind of a business, and when did you start this kind of business?
Okay, thank you. Oh, when I started, actually, I have like 10 years, and by this business, actually, I've seen some fruits, and I tried so many business, but for sure, some of them have truly failed. But when I just started XUK, assorted goods, this when actually I saw there's something different. There's a different, yeah.
So, when you look, for one to start such a business, you must have looked at other businesses or looked into that particular business and maybe drawn an example from others and decided this is the kind of business I want to do because it has better profits, if I may say that. Was that the case?
Sometimes you go for the best, and actually you can see the both side of the coin. The both side of the coin, you have to judge. This side I can make this, I can risk, because this one actually this business it's a matter of risking.
All right.
So if you challenge yourself, then probably things will come automatic, and you'll have to love and actually participate in that work. Yeah. So in business, in terms of XUK, for sure, this is a business that everyone is doing. Everywhere, every counties,
most
you can
people
see most people, yeah. And actually not us, even we can see the more employment of the youths and everyone. These products, we bring them, then we sell to everyone. There's some people who can buy and sell.
Okay.
Right?
Or they buy from you
and they sell
again.
Not only to use them, but actually they buy and sell.
All right.
Here, when I chose this business, actually, I wanted the best, where I can connect my heart with people, where I can do business, and when I meet maybe 2 or 3 business persons, then it will be so simple for me to connect my heart with them, then we move forward together.
All right.
Because this business, as I do, I'm doing it for one thing. Am I connecting people? Am I gaining profit? You see, that's why I'm saying, I'm mentioning two sides of the coin.
Yes.
So you have to see the other side and this side. What you are gaining and how you're moving, you're stepping forward. Yeah, so it's a good business.
Right. Quite an interesting view of looking at it. Many people always just go for the profits and not really concerned about the people they interact with. But maybe I'll come back to you and ask you a little bit more about how you do that. But for you to be able to get this kind of material or these shipments into the country, of course you don't do it yourself. You need someone like James Ndongo Ngige, who is a clearing agent. James, when did you get into clearing business?
Okay, good morning, viewers. My name, as you heard, my name is James.
Yes.
I'm a clearing agent. I've been in the industry since 2008.
2008.
Yes.
That's quite a long time.
Yeah, it's okay. Thank you. And we have really tried. There's so much problems in the industry. There's also good things in the industry. So we are doing our best.
I mean, you've been in the industry since 2008. That means that it's slightly above a decade, about 11 years.
Precisely.
If I'm not wrong.
Precisely, yes.
11 years in a sector is not a short time, and given the dynamic changes that we see today in the business or in the economic landscape, you realize that there's a lot of change, very quick change in industries. How fast, or what are some of the changes that you guys have experienced in this clearing business that have actually impacted largely on the way you do business on a day-to-day basis? Like 10 years ago, I really doubt, or if there was the clear, business, what we are talking about, ex-UK, maybe there might have been, but then the magnitude might not be as big as we see today. What are some of the changes that you guys have experienced in this industry in those 10 years?
Basically, in our industry, we are guided by the policies that are made by Kenya Revenue Authority.
All right.
Because we are middlemen to facilitate collection of taxes.
All right.
So mostly in our industry, so many changes have happened, especially formation of new systems every now and then. KRA come up with new policies that guide us when you are clearing those importation of those cargoes.
Yes.
And they keep changing them now and then. So what we do, we always try to adapt with whatever they come up with.
Or whatever laws that they bring into
Yes,
place.
yeah.
There was a
Although some of them are very pressing, but we try to do our best.
Speaking about pressing, recently there's a court ruling that actually reversed a decision by the government to impose some taxes on importation of cars. And this was huge because, users of, dealers of used cars from the UK and also from Japan, we saw there was a lot of outcry from the importers of these cars, because the amount of taxes or the tax regime that the government had put in place, they felt was too burdensome. And even when they went to court, the court ruled and said some of these laws are unrealistic. Maybe you can just explain to us, whenever you say what you're saying, that some of these laws are pressing. When you say pressing, what exactly do we mean when you talk about pressing?
They are pressing in the sense that, like the government was trying to reduce the importation of used cars by trying to bring up an issue of age of the cars that are, like now, you're supposed to bring a car of 8 years, cars of 8 years. Now they were trying to minimize to 5 years.
Oh, so cut out 3 years.
Yeah. So in the process, they are pressing the common mwananchi who want to import a car from Japan, at an affordable margin, bringing that issue of 5 years down from 8. It means that mwananchi will not be able to.
They'll have to cough out more money.
Yes,
to
they
get
cough for money.
A newer version of the
car. Newer version. Because if you are told to bring a Toyota Prado of 5 years, it is very expensive, because in our system that we use, there's something called CRSP, the one that we use on computing taxes of the vehicles. So the newer the car, the more expensive it is, both in buying from the source and also paying taxes here. Yes. Because of something called depreciation. Because you find a car of 8 years has a depreciation of 70%. That of 5 years, it has a depreciation of 40%. So it is more expensive.
It's more expensive.
Yeah. So it is very pressing, because how do you expect a common mwananchi from Githurai to be able to afford to bring a car of 5 years from Japan?
And maybe they have a budget of what, around 800,
Yes,
700,000?
you know that car will go up to close to 1.5. So you are pushing that person.
So you're almost adding the price
Like
to something
double.
like 50%.
Yes, so somehow it is very unrealistic. Yeah. And also again, for us clearing agent on the ground, when you come as an importer, you bring me your car.
Yes.
You want me to clear your car. It is very difficult for me. The government makes it hard for me to try to explain to you that this car, you're going to spend this and this amount of money and not this other. You see? So sometimes
it becomes very difficult for you guys who are in the business.
So government, sometimes they put some funny policies. Yeah.
But then thank God, especially the one for cars was reversed by a commercial court, which actually was a big relief to importers of used cars, if I may say that. Maybe back to you, Peter. As you're doing this business, there's, products that come from the UK and there's products that come from China. And there has been talk, I don't know how factual this is, that Chinese products are not that good quality, but they are more affordable. Products from the UK, good quality, yes, but very expensive. Why would you choose to go for UK and not Chinese?
Yeah.
Considering the costing also of the person who is going to receive it at the tail end.
Thank you. So you see these first grade and second grade. So most probably people go for the first. And this first grade, it's from Europe, right? Then it's very expensive. But now here we can see the economy of Kenya. Actually, many people, they are down, right?
Yes.
And what there is, people, they go for the cheap ones, right? And cheap is expensive.
Cheap is expensive.
So if you go to town...
Would you want to call it cheap or pocket friendly? Some people would like to call it pocket
friendly.
Exactly.
But then again, I think that is perception.
Yes.
There are people who think things from UK or US are more better than things from China. It may not be really,
that have been
it may not be really true. Yeah, but it's just a mindset that is within people. They think kama kitu imetoka UK
iko sawa.
Yeah.
Kama imetoka China.
But then again, I also know in China things are they have first quality, the second copy. There's also the third one. I think that's the fake one.
All right.
Yeah, and also
so they also categorize.
Yeah, they also categorize. So
how do you make your decision? Okay, this time I want to bring third copy. This time I want to bring first copy. How do you make that decision?
It depends on the clients. So it's what you give them. If you give them a cup of tea, next time if you give them a coffee, definitely we have doubt, right? So you cannot mix. So you have to choose one. Right. Then you put a clear line. You say, this one is a product assorted goods from UK. Even though it's a second hand or new, it's something original, right? Yes. Then this one is durable. So many people, also. Yes, they will value that. But now in the side, you can see actually the price is high, but they cannot afford it. So you have to minimize the sale. Right. Because the ones who come also, they buy and sell, right? There are some who come and use them.
Just
they buy
for their own use.
Yes, for their household, whatever. So it's very important actually to buy the quality. You go for the quality. If you go to town and you can meet a lot of people who are doing business. There's Chinese, there's so many people, not only Chinese, but so many people. Yes. So they buy things second grade and even third. To know them, actually, they are different somehow. They are used, actually you can use them the same thing. If you want maybe the fridge, it will work the same. But now, this thing actually, it cannot actually stay for a long time.
Durability.
Yes. So they have to value. So for me, I cannot go for the second or the third grade. It's better the first. The first, it's a quality, and clients will be, you'll make them actually be your clients. You'll maintain them for the product that you have,
the product that you bring to them.
So it is very important actually to choose when you're buying. You see actually, am I buying for this thing that it will help me tomorrow and even for my future, rather than buying something that it cannot even last for long.
When you say that, because here is a, let's take a refrigerator.
Yes.
Or a sofa set. Or a dining table.
Okay.
Or even some kind of a gym equipment, right? But then we have this first, second, and third grade.
Yes.
Is there a distinction in terms of taxation for these different kind of qualities? Does the government, distinguish that say this is a first grade, so we are going to tax it at this percentage, or this is at this? So, is there a variation in terms of taxation for this?
Yes. What KRA does, a new thing, it has value. But when you are talking of a used, for example, a used furniture,
yes,
as long as you have declared it, when you are doing your declaration,
yes,
at our system, you say it's used furniture, used sofa set. You cannot, a used thing, you cannot say specifically it costs $100. It maybe you bought it $20.
Yes.
It doesn't have a specific
price.
But then again, a new thing, when you declare it's a new sofa set, there is a tariff. There's a tariff against that new sofa set.
All right.
And you also have at valuation department in KRA, they have something called matrix. They have entirely everything.
All right.
They have their figures that they base taxes on. So when you say it's a new sofa set, you have to declare with a tariff that will make sure you pay as if it is new. Yeah.
So which one goes high, used or new?
Of course, the new will go high. Yes.
So, but again, there's something that I really want to look at here. So the grade 1, 2, and 3 is about whether it is new, or, older, old or oldest. But then, is there the issue of quality? Because sometimes we have looks like new, but then it's not original. Like, the perception we were talking about earlier. Yes, hii imetoka China, inaonekana mpya, lakini hata kama ni mpya, the durability ama longevity of the
KRA again, what they do, when you bring in a container,
yes,
for example, with assorted items. For instance, it's from UK or whatever.
All right.
There's something they call verification.
Okay.
They have to verify.
Each and
you said it is used. Can you open that container? We verify.
All right.
So it is the mandate of KRA and other government agencies, Akina Kenya Bureau of Standards, police, Port Health, all those. They have to come to that container. They open the container. Yeah. For instance, maybe they can tell you, KRA officer he can tell you to open 100%. Especially if you say used items from UK. KRA officer, of course, he will want to know for sure, are those goods used? So he will tell you, open this container 100%. So me as a clearing agent, I will do all the necessary, then I will open that container. I'm going to remove all those items. Okay? So KRA officer, alongside other government agencies, they will come. They will tick microwave. They see this microwave, is it used? When you look at it, you'll know. Is it used or new? He will mark somewhere. Evo. Then, at the end of the day, he will go sit in his computer.
Yes.
Analyze everything he has seen against what you have declared. Okay? So he'll come up with figures. That is why you see sometimes you can declare things are used, but at the end of the day, KRA officer will make sure he will punish you for maybe for those, another problem with importers.
Yes.
Most of them, especially small traders, they are hawakwangi wa kweli. Sorry to say.
Okay.
Somebody will go buy used items from UK. Na aseme vitu ni used. But then again, you will find other new things inside the container. Yes. You will find a new fridge. You will find a new gym equipment.
All right.
But again, he had indicated they are used. So that is misleading Kenya Revenue Authority through me as a clearing
as
agent.
a clearing agent.
Because me, you know me, I'm between the importer and the KRA.
The KRA.
So when he brings me documents purporting that these things are used, I'm going to do declaration that these things are used.
So that is what you submit
Yes,
to KRA.
to KRA. Then KRA, once they open the container, they find some new tires. Yeah, you know,
So
you had
it's
said
mixed,
these things are used.
Uh-huh.
You'll be in a problem
Sure.
starting from that point. And at times, some of those importers, they are the one also who make our work very difficult.
All right.
Because when I'm clearing your container, I'm supposed to have my turnaround time.
Sure.
For instance, maybe my turnaround time, if you bring me the documents, it's supposed to be 2 to 3 days.
Yes.
I get your container out. But if you had lied,
So it takes much longer
it
to
will
clear.
because we'll have problems will start with KRA. KRA will start telling you these things is used, this is new, you're supposed to add this and this amount of money. Then we start running back
the
and
back
forth.
and forth
Yeah.
consumes more time
Yeah,
than
yeah, yeah. So
anticipated.
a container that was supposed to get like 2-3 days, you realize it go more than even 7 days. Yeah.
That's a long time. That's
Yes.
about more than
And
3
then
times.
again, don't forget, the more time you are taking before you clear, the demurrages are accruing, port charges, unnecessary. So at the end of the day, if you are a businessman, you might end up going for a loss
Oh,
because you'll cost more than what you had budgeted for.
in terms of storage and
Yes,
you
yes, yes.
know, getting the
And also the time that you take before those items get to the shop, to the final consumer, it affects
Takes a
your
lot.
business entirely. Yes.
Peter, why do you guys say that this is used, and what will be the intention? Why would someone do that? Of course, there are unscrupulous business people, but then what would be the motive behind lying to the authorities when you're importing goods?
Okay, we don't lie. Sometimes actually when you go to a company or you can buy, actually you can meet some TVs maybe, you can go to a company of fridge. It's assorted.
Yes.
To them, they say it's assorted. And actually when you view it, it is a second hand, yeah? But now when it comes to Kenya, the authority, actually they view this thing and they check the quality. This thing, it's new.
Yeah.
Maybe you did not know. I may not know that this thing, it's a mistake that I did.
Oh, so when they're doing the assortment there, sometimes they
mix with
mix
new.
them as used. but
Yes,
then
they assort them. These are assorted, so we have to clear. You can go to maybe TV. You can get them. They are cleared. Actually, they want to say, we want to clear all this stock.
it's
So
like
they
a
are mixed
dead
up with
stock.
them. Yes. So when you take them, all of them, and you risk your money, so you're buying all in March.
All right.
So when they come here, sometimes
It's viewed as new.
our minds are not there. It's no, is this a business? So I found maybe all of these TVs. There are thousands of them, right? So most likely they are new. Some are old. Even some are written off.
All
Right? So when you come here, Kenya, things are different. They are professionals, Their work is like that, so they have to view and see this one by one, like our brother Gigi, what is
So the
explaining about.
verification process.
Yes.
And to add
So-
on that, they are especially first-time importers.
All right.
Sometimes they don't consult before they go and import.
Or
Before they are
importing.
going for the shopping. Yeah? So you realize, for example, there are things which are prohibited, but huyu importer kidogo haja consult. So you realize he goes to
UK.
Dubai
Or
or to
Dubai.
UK, wherever. He want to buy used items.
All right.
In the process, unajua sasa ananunua vitu mingi from all corners. He puts things like used tires. Things like used tires, they are prohibited
Sure.
to our end. So by the time that person brings that container for clearance, then scanned inafanywa. So, at the port, you have to do containers have to be scanned.
All right.
So the scan report shows there are some tires. Okay, so the officer at the back at the office, the KRA office, wants to know. Let's open that container. We see all those things.
What is in there?
He finds a used tire. used tires. Because you never consulted when you are going
When
to
you're
buy.
going for
You
your
thought
shopping.
you even buying a used tire, you can bring it in our market.
So there are also items that are prohibited from
Things like
entering.
used computers, you are not supposed to bring those things.
Okay.
Because even if you bring, the government can charge you a lot of excise duty on the same.
Alright.
So by the time we are trying to clear your consignment, it takes much longer and more problems again.
Which brings me to an issue that happened a few months ago. At the inland port, the construction of the SGR came with a lot of promises, of course, for business people in the country, which, according to a University of Nairobi report that was released, I think, a month ago, the SGR has not really been as helpful in terms of building the economies of the areas that the railway itself passed through. But then that aside, one of the reasons that the SGR came into play is that it would ease the transportation of goods, especially from the port, bring them into the inland ports that we have in Naivasha and also in Nairobi. And now, in Nairobi, we have this port, inland port, that was built at a tune of about 200 plus million shillings. But then we saw recently there was a huge backlog, especially for small-scale importers, where there was outcry, and it forced the president himself to go down there. In less than 2 days, actually, he went there more than 3 times to just try and convince these people to get this work over with. We have a bite of the president speaking and visiting the inland port, maybe, which I think we'll be able to listen to later. But what actually are the reasons? What are the reasons why there was so much delay? Was it because of the corruption? Because some of the officers were actually captured on tape saying that some people are not honest, like you said. They bring in new material, new products, but then they say these are used products. As a clearing agent, what are the realistic challenges that you yourself can say were experiencing this?
First of all, SGR, I think it's primarily, its mandate was to decongest port of Mombasa, which was a good idea, because again, there was a lot of backlog in Mombasa.
Yes.
So bringing some containers here, it was okay. I think it was okay. The only problem maybe government did is trying to make sure that other CFSs are not enjoying the facility, the containers anymore, because the government insisted all containers to come to Nairobi. So when the containers came to Nairobi, then there was also a problem of KRA putting so many departments, which to me I think is a duplication of work. You realize KRA, you have valuation department, national targeting, you have information, investigation and enforcement, we have ISO, we have scanners, we have other officers. So when the container has to come, it has to pass through all those people. All
so
those
it's almost
offices.
like a duplication,
Yeah.
which lengthens
to
the
me,
process.
because I don't see the reason why you should have an officer of investigation who is doing almost the same as that one of enforcement, or rather of ISO.
All right.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, all these people are checking. They want KRA to correct revenue. They are all after revenue. So when you see an officer, for example, you see an officer of investigation and enforcement trying to tell you are supposed to pay extra revenue of this and this kind of money for this container. The same work, it's supposed to be done by evaluation officer.
By evaluation officers.
Yeah. So sometimes KRA walieka a lot of departments mingi zenye zilifanya kazi kidogo inakuwa.
Which slowed down the process.
Yes, because container comes at ICD, it has to be scanned.
Yes.
For you to scan a 40-foot container, we were using like you can be like a whole day trying to run up and down with the KPA officers operations officers to move that container from the yard to pass through the scanner, then to go to the verification. There is also a mandate that even if you scan, you'll also have to verify. You
Still
scan,
open up the
yes,
containers.
100%.
They go
You know,
through
an
it
officer
one by
will
one.
write in the back of the file, scan and verify 100%. So what does that mean? It means you have to move that container from the yard through to the get
So
through
what's
the
the point
scanner.
of
then
opening up while when
it's like
you-
sometimes they don't trust their own systems
Ah.
because you put a very expensive scanner,
Yes.
yet you can't trust it.
Then you want to
Yes,
open
you want to
again
open
100%
and
and
verify
one by one.
one by one. So then there are there are those guys of KPA operations. Those guys of KPA operations, before you move that container from one end to the other end, it will take you like a whole day.
From just the same
Yes,
yard.
yes. I want you to tell me why mbona kusikue na jam and thousands and thousands of containers has to be moved through the same
How long
process.
does it take to verify 140-feet container?
If you are verifying it for as 100% verification, let's say you are doing 100% verification,
Yeah.
it takes you a whole day.
A whole day.
In fact, if it is 100% verification to be verified, you have to open it during morning hours. Utafute my boys. There are those
Watoe.
guys.
Or the porters,
Yes,
they remove.
to remove those items waweke nje. Then the officer,
Will
you have to
come.
run to the office to go and look for the officer. Ule mwenye mwenye ako allocated to that file.
Yeah.
Then you go, you come umwambie officer nimemwaga mali iko nje.
Kuja
So come.
uangalie.
By the time that officer gets out of the office, come to see your
Because
consignment.
he has other files also working.
Yes, of course. Alafu, it's also very tedious.
Yeah, yeah.
You can imagine trying to count things.
One by
Yeah, 100%. Because all along, they are doubting your consignment.
Ah.
That is why they are telling you.
So it's just the
100%.
element of doubt that
Yeah.
slowed down the process.
And don't forget, they already have a scan report with them. But they also want to verify physically and manually. Higher. Then, once they are through with it, let's say that's a whole day.
Done.
You'll spend a whole day.
Then
That's
put
now
it
the
back.
second day. Because the first day, ulifanya kumove container
Move
from
container
point A to verification area. The second day umekuja umekata container. You know, huwezi kata container saa 8 kama ni 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe the weather is not good.
Sure.
Time. You also have to take care of your customers'
Yes.
goods. Unaona? Now, that's the second day now. The third day, the officer go now with the file at the office. Now start analyzing things. And in the process, there are other officers from other departments who are still monitoring that consignment. So you realize, maybe when they tell you verify 100%, scan and verify 100%, an officer in Times Tower or in other departments, let's say like investigation and enforcement, had written a message online saying, kindly enjoin me as we verify that container.
So they have also to be brought into the picture.
Then you find another department called national targeting. They write the same message. Verify, scan, verify 100%, share photos, then refer file for valuation.
So until
for-
they
for
clear,
value
then
advice.
other things will have to wait.
Yes. Now, now the officer, who is a verification officer down there, he has seen. The scanner has a report. Okay? Then you have to go, wakati umefungua your container, you have to go and take that investigation officer,
Yes.
who are not usually at the ground. They are their offices in town, in Times Tower or Upper Hill. They come. They may take another whole day before they come to see those things, or some other a few hours. When they come and see those things, see, they had requested to be enjoined
Be enjoined
into the verification. They also have to put their own report that we verified and we saw these things and these things.
So
and
until
these
they
things.
clear, then
They have to write a message. Then the one who had requested you to write to share photos, and then you take file to valuation, you still have to do the same. So you realize that container it would have costed you like 2 days or 3 days to remove it. It will take you close to 2 weeks
Peter,
before you run up and down.
as a business person, you're doing your business, and probably you had promised your clients that this consignment is going to come in 5-6 days, and their clients are ready. Maybe there are some specific products that were in that consignment that were supposed to be delivered at a particular time. How do you go about that kind of a delay?
It's a hectic because actually they are loyal customers, and this loyal, they're always patient.
Yes.
But there are some who are not. So when maybe there's another businessman who wants to actually, he has a container that has arrived today, it has taken quite just like the brother said, it has maybe taken, instead of taking 2 days, it is taking like 15 days. So they will go where it is. So most probably you can see you are losing your clients.
Yes.
You see? And there are those who are loyal. They have to be patient. Some of them they had paid. When they have paid before even their arrival, then there are some conflicts,
That arise.
misunderstanding, you see. There's mistrust. And now it's a big problem anyway. It's a hectic, but
So it affects the business on the other.
yes,
on the
it
other end.
affects. Somehow it will, the business will go down. But once you bring the consignment, actually, it will start. It will take time before you convince the clients. My container is on time. The sorted goods they are on time. So to maintain the clients, actually, it takes a hectic, because some of them they lose trust in you because of the delay. Some of them they'll be patient. So they are regular clients, and those who are just passing by.
Yeah, one-time clients.
Yeah, so there's some burdens, some challenges that we face. But to maintain the clients, you have to be actually on time. But now it is a delay. But
So with the system, so it means the systems
The
actually
system
deter
affects
you from-
everybody.
exactly, it affects
The
everyone.
system affects even the very final consumer. Because you realize by that container, maybe you had sold some, the importer had sold some items
Yes.
to another client,
Exactly.
and maybe he had received some money.
All right.
So when KRA imposes some hindrances when we are trying to clear the container, they affect importer through us. In the long run, they also affect the other final consumer.
So,
So it affects
So
tail end.
the whole
chain.
the whole chain is affected,
It's affected.
just because of maybe some funny policies. Yeah.
Why, maybe, in your own opinion, if you'd be asked maybe to suggest, as a clearing agent, if you'd be asked to suggest to the government some, measures to take in terms of shortening the clearing process, what would be your opinion, or what would be your advice to the government in terms of shortening this? But still ensuring, because I think, like you mentioned earlier, it's very important also to note this, that it's not that the government also sometimes wants to do that, but then it's also the dishonesty within the business system that also forces them to go through all these verifications. That's why they will do a scan, still ask for 100% verification, ask for photos and all that stuff.
No, me, in my opinion, first of all, the government should remove that rule of all containers has to come to ICD.
All right.
Let customers clear their containers as and where they want.
Okay.
There are more than 20 CFSs in Mombasa, which have been now closed down.
Yeah.
Initially, before the SGR, we used to nominate. If an importer go to China, bring his consignment, he had the right to nominate through shipping
I
line.
would want
I
my
want
consignment to go
Mitchell
to this.
Courts, Console Base,
All right.
my consignment compact CFS, all those. Let importers be allowed to nominate containers as and where they want. By that, business will be spread,
of course,
around all the CFSs.
All right.
And then we will avoid all this backlog of ICD and all that, because every CFS has officers who can do who are doing
clearing and
and staffing and all that. By that, we will minimize a lot of time, because we are all congested there at ICD. Yeah, if you allow him to clear his container in Mombasa,
Yeah.
he doesn't have a problem transporting the container through roadies. See,
Yeah.
there are,
Exactly.
yes, we have trucks and all those.
We saw the other day, again, another decision that was reversed by the courts, where government had actually imposed that all container be brought through the SGR, which saw a lot of protests also from the lorry drivers, and they really brought almost everything to a standstill in Mombasa for a couple of days. It's an argument that it's something that we saw even the local leadership there, the governor and other members of parliament engage.
Because that is also killing their businesses as well, which is not a very good thing. Because what do you expect that person who have gone to NIC Bank, that took a loan, bought a truck, because he's a Kenyan,
Business.
he want to be in business.
Yeah.
Then you tell him, no more business for you. Every container has to go up with a train. You want to kill, how do you expect that person to pay that loan? He's a Kenyan, he's
a
paying
Kenyan,
school
he's
fees.
paying, yeah.
He
has a
he's
loan
paying
also to
taxes.
service.
Yes. So why are you killing his business?
This sector.
Peter,
even
what
even
would
those private CFSs, they
What-
have invested widely
Uh-huh.
through those CFSs. When you want to kill their businesses, you are killing those young men who are
The
employed there.
employment,
Yeah. So I think government has to look at that.
But let's try and look at it also from, I think that's a perspective from the clearing agencies. But let's look at the perspective of a businessman now. You as the guy at the tail end receiving the products and giving them to the consumer at the tail end. What would you prefer, clearing in Mombasa or clearing in Nairobi? Which is cheaper or which is more, I don't want to use cheaper again, but which is easier for you, clearing in Mombasa or clearing it from Nairobi?
Just like the brother said, we have to be given rights, to choose where you want, right? So most likely people prefer Mombasa, right?
Yes. Let me help you, Idogo. Do you know why it is, to me, clearing where you want, it's more flexible even in your own things.
Psychologically.
Yeah. For example, when you are dealing with a CFS,
Yes.
they are privately owned.
Yes.
If I have, as an agent, we usually go to the management of
Yes.
those
Exactly.
CFSs. We write letters to them.
Okay.
We seek to be nominating our containers in their CFSs.
All right.
And because we are discussing on personal basis, it's privately owned. I go there, I present myself, I tell them I have this and this containers I want to nominate. They usually give us some more days for storage
Okay.
without paying storage.
Oh, without
For
paying,
instance, you can be given 14 days or 21 days in a certain CFS. They tell you, as long as your container is within these days,
Period of time.
yeah, we will not charge you
Extra.
more than we will charge you the normal fee. So when the client, when the containers come, maybe the client doesn't have money, for example, to pay taxes and all that. It give him a room for him to go look for money without addition of extra storage
for
fees.
storage,
Okay, that is unlike ICD. ICD is KPA. KPA, initially we used to be given 11 free days. Once the container is ICD,
Yes.
we used to be given 11 free days.
To help
You only
clear with
pay the
their
normal
fees.
fee. Yeah. Nowadays, they give you 4 days.
Only 4 days.
4 days. They reduced from 11 to 4. And that 4 days is the one I'm telling you it is being wasted. While
the
doing all
back
this
and forth,
back
the
and forth,
paperwork
this,
before you even start doing
before
the,
even,
the verification.
Yeah.
Of
By the time you get the KPA invoice to go to the bank and pay the KPA charges, you have wasted a lot of time. Unlike down there. And as I have told you, CFSs are so many in Mombasa.
Yes.
Let the government allow importers to be taking their cargo,
cargo
as
there.
and when they want. Yeah.
That makes it easier
It
for
makes
them
it
also.
easier for
Eases the business.
Yes. Yeah.
Peter, would you say that doing this kind of business of importing goods from abroad and bringing them shipping them into the country and selling to the publics, do you think that it's according to your own opinion, is it easy, or, you know, despite those challenges, is it something that you would advise people to go into? Is it a business that you would advise many people to come in?
Yeah, I can say it's easy, and sometimes it is difficult. Why? Because it depends on you how you have choose your agent,
Yes.
right? Once you have a agent, a clear agent, then he'll be able to consult you
Yeah.
what to do. You see?
Or advice on how to go
Yes.
about it?
Yeah, like the agent here, actually, he can advise you, do this and this. There's this process of which myself I cannot even clear. I don't know the process.
Yeah, yeah.
If I go one-on-one on the table, actually I'll just lose hope because it's a long.
It's a long, tedious process.
See, it will take miles. So what we prefer, it's when once you have an agent, then the agent will clear. The business will become easy. But it will become difficult when you yourself, you can. Right? When you say you can, I know how to do it. I know how to do it. For sure, you'll just, everything will be insulated.
All right.
So it becomes difficult. But once you say it's easy and you have an agent, right? Then it will become easy.
Also,
You'll just
agent
rest.
makes the work easy.
For instance, like most of the agents, most of them, what they do, they clear everything, they tell you all the process, you give them the papers, right? And this the consignment. So they go check one by one. You are just at home. You're waiting for the day, just as he have said. We are given in time, maybe even 4 days before you get money, right? Once you have the money, then it's easier. The easier, more easy it is. So once you don't have money, still it's easier because you have an agent. And this agent, you will just wait and rest at home, maybe in the office. Then the agent will bring you even the consignment at your business premises, you see.
Also,
So it
reaches
becomes
you
easy.
easily.
Yes. So I may say it's easy. And you see, everywhere you go, every county, you can see there, you know, this China
okay.
bringing, you know, there are so many Chinese here and they are bringing good products,
All right.
which are cleared, they are standard, right? Even ex-UK, there are some, right? All of them, they are good products. Why? Because we are creating jobs for everyone.
Sure.
So I may say it's easy, and also other person, it's easy to him or her. Why? Because she's buying or he's buying to sell and he's making something, right? So it becomes easy for us. But the problem is the time. You see, the more it stays, actually, the more my money is, you know what I mean.
Depreciates, and also the
So,
storage charges
Yeah.
accumulate.
So to make it easier, you have an agent, right? An agent will actually will take over everything. He'll move up and down maybe for 2 days. Then
Finish up with the paperwork.
Yes.
Basically, the paperwork is the bulk work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not the money, but the paperwork.
How do you identify a good agent?
You see, there are so many, but not all. You see, what we say, where there's smoke, there's fire, right? So it depends on your heart. If your heart is flowing with Him, and everything that you are doing actually is so straight, then you, Peter, do this and this. And actually, when I see it, I see there's fire here, right? Then this fire will burn and everything will be okay, right? But some of them, they'll just misread you. They'll tell me, don't do this, then everything will become freezed. So to know them, actually, maybe you have to be connected with them.
I think to add on that, there needs to have a clear communication between importer, clearing agent, all through. Because if there is a problem when you are communicating, the importer will not trust you at any given time. Even when you go there, you find things are hard on the other side. The importer will start complaining right from day one. And as he had said earlier, there are those who are loyal. There are loyal clients, and there are others who are, you know, there's somebody who will, for example, as I said, there's somebody who will go to an internet today. He Google SBT Japan. He want to buy a car. He has not consulted. He just buy a car, maybe a car of, for example, 2014. Right now, we are bringing those cars of 2012. So he, just because he is smart and he has money, he go ahead and buy that car 2014 or 2015. He never consulted.
All right.
So by the time that car gets into Mombasa, he brings me the documents. He wants me to clear that car. In his mindset, he thought maybe he didn't know the amount of money he's supposed to
Going
pay
to
on
use.
taxes.
Mhm.
So when I look at the documents, I compute for him. I'll tell him, my friend, you're
this
going to
amount
pay
of money.
this and this amount of money. You know, this customer, because of not consulting before he did all those things, we might even end up fighting, thinking that I'm trying to overcharge him for no reason. Na wengine wanaendanga, you know, there's the other client, they go anauliza huyu, anauliza hule, anauliza hule.
So they get conflicting
yeah,
information.
So at the end of the day, he will end up saying, clearing agent A is not good, clearing agent B. He'll even get frustrated. Yeah, but basically because he never communicated right from the word go.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, so
me, I
before you
think-
start the process of
Yes.
importing, of even
Yeah,
going
communicate,
shopping,
communicate.
get to know your
There are
agent.
so many agents around. Go consult. Yeah. Tell this person, I want to import this and these things from China or from UK or from Dubai. Let him advise you. Let him tell you, expect this and this when those goods are here. Yeah. Expect these and these challenges. Yeah.
When the goods are
we
here.
go through these problems before the container gets out. Let him understand. Once he understands that in his mind, you will not have any problem with it.
Another issue that I would like also us to address. Recently, I think 3-4 days ago, we ran a news item here where 4 high-end vehicles were actually repatriated back to the UK. Vehicles that were stolen from the UK, you know, huge, you know, Audis and BMW, and I think there were 2 Range also there. These were brought into the country.
Again, liars. I told you, they're not, all importers are not straight. There are those who go buy things in UK, then they put some, ananunua gari anaweka huko ndani, inafichwa na mattress and other used items. Then at the documents, he lied. At the original document, he lied.
Lies,
These are used items from UK.
Na huko ndani
Kumbe
kuna
kuna
gari.
gari ndani.
So through the scan,
trying to lie, you know, the importer is trying to cheat to the KRA because he wants to make more profit at the end of the day by not paying the required taxes. So he uses us as clearing agent to lie. So some importers are so funny. They will not even tell us
that what
me
is
as
in
agent. You know, afadhali ule importer anakuja anakwambia, kwa hiyo container yangu kuna miguu, kuna miguu, kuna nini, kuna nini. There are those who will give you the original packing list of the container, what is exactly in that container. The others, they will go to cyber cafe, they make their own funny documents. Somebody bring you some funny edited documents, tells you this container has this and this. Okay,
which actually is
yes.
not.
And that is why they also, again, they are making our work difficult because there is no, right now as we speak, no KRA officer will trust a clearing agent just by a look of face. No one.
They think
You just take a file to the officer, tell him, nataka unirelease hii document. KRA officer anakwambia, no, go open that container. I want to see those things. I want to see them. So in the process, you go find a big car, high-end car, Range Rover.
So these unscrupulous importers are also contributing largely to the delays that we are experiencing.
Yes, and that is why the government is, they are the one who are making KRA to put a lot of strict measures. So they are affecting the innocent and the innocent genuine importer and the genuine importer in the wrong run. Yes.
Wow.
Somebody, mtu anakuja anakuambia, my container is having used clothing, mtumba. Okay?
Ndio.
Kumbe huko mbele ameweka new furnitures from China, nini, and he doesn't want to declare them because he doesn't want to pay taxes. Me, I have a problem. I have a very big problem with those kind of importers because at the end of the day, they make us look bad.
You, the clearing
they tarnish
agents.
our image, and they also delay the process.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the amount of time you would have spent with this product to malizana now, you take another.
You know,
client,
I'm supposed to malizana another importer within 2-3 days. He pay me my agency fee. I go to another business.
Go to another business.
Yes, and we move on.
Instead of
Okay.
spending a lot of time
Now,
with one
I spend
business.
2 weeks. I end up quarreling with KRA officers because somehow I look stupid because I'm trying to
You're
declare
trying to clear
things
something that
which
you
is-
don't
yes.
even know.
So even the officer is looking at me and ananiambia bana,
VP.
why are you doing this bana? Unaona? So even the next time I'm trying to bring a genuine consignment,
They
the
remember
officer
you.
will still tell me,
This is the guy. Open.
no, go open the container. So I affect the other importer.
Peter,
in
what's the
process.
longest time that your consignment have ever stayed at the port? Have you ever experienced an unusual delay?
Of course. There are maybe 2 weeks, even 15 days,
15
when there
days.
was conflicts in between the policy. But nowadays, actually, it is taking, according to the agent, actually, it is taking only maybe 1 week, 2 weeks, like that. But still, there's difficulties. It will take time. So that's what we are saying. If the government will do something on that, then to give the clients, the importers, to choose where they want to clear, right? So it depends on the agent. Agent will advise you, go to here or here, right? Because it is all depends on the agent. Because for me, I cannot go to table on that. For the paperwork, I will not do it. That's the work of the agent. Why? Because I need an agent who can consult me, who can do this and this, everything, right?
Who can also advise on...
Yes. So to take time, actually, sometimes it takes a time, and maybe your agent will tell you, it is because of this and this. There are so many consignment there. There's so many things, renovation like that. So maybe he will consult you and tell you. But more time, actually, the more it takes, maybe if it goes for like more than 15 days, it's an extra
Now
mile.
that's-
No, you have to pocket your money again, right? Then that consignment, actually, when you come to sell it, actually, you'll get nothing.
Sure,
Why?
there's
Because
a
the
loss.
money that you are going to have it, actually, you have spent it in another way. So it depends on how it is. And actually, when you have a good agent, definitely everything will be okay, right?
As a business person, I would like
Yes.
to know this again from you. Maybe there's a client who is watching you there.
Yes.
Do you have multiple shops, or do you have just one specific shop where you can be found?
Most likely we sell online and also Gikomba, and also here Kasarani we have some shops. And,
Alright.
so it's a branch, Yeah, so
Also, you have several shops and
Yes.
areas of
Mm.
putting your... So, in case someone wants to reach out to you, they want some good household material from the UK, how can they reach Peter?
maybe they can call. Actually, they can visit our web. It's Skyliner. Skyliner.
Skyliner.
Yes.
All right.
So even the number.
That's nice. So
Yeah.
maybe as we conclude, your parting shot, Bwana James, as a clearing agent, we've looked at all these dynamics. We've looked at where the government is going wrong. We've also looked at where the importers themselves are not being honest. And we have not actually looked at deeply into how clearing agents also sometimes don't do us justice. But then your parting shot in terms of how to make the industry or the work easier for everyone, especially in this business of importation.
I mean, I would judge. Let's all come together, reason out together.
Yeah.
Even when the government is trying to put all these policies, I think they should consult widely, even from the importers, all the stakeholders, even the agent and all that. And also, I would also want to challenge our association. It's KIFWA. Our association is called KIFWA. It's not doing much in terms of trying to make things right.
To champion for the rights and working space of
Yes,
the
because
of
some
the
of-
clearing agents.
Because some of these things, they're the one who are supposed to air our grievances.
Yes.
Yes. And because even it's a big association.
Yes.
We are members, and we have offices and all that. But sometimes I don't know where they go wrong. They just don't express our views to the authorities the way it should be. And also the importers, kindly let importers be consulting, especially for those first-time importers.
Yes.
They should. I would urge them to be consulting widely before they bring in whatever things they want to bring in.
All right.
Yes. Then also the KRA, before they put all these policies, they should be
They should also
consulting.
consult,
Yeah, they should consult. They hear from us, from other people, players down there. Then I think business will move, yeah, smoothly for all of us.
Peter, as a business guy, what would you tell us, your parting shot?
But I can say it is good to do business, but you have to choose what kind of business you're going to do. And also, as you're importing, yeah, you have to know these things, identify them, sit down, have an agent, know what kind of the products you bring, right?
Yes.
Then be wise. Actually, you choose very clean. You be keen, very keen, choosing what you're bringing. Actually, today I've learned more because I did not know that maybe there are new things and all they bring problem. Sometimes you buy them bulky and bring. Today I've realized
put
one
them all
thing.
together.
So also me, I'll be very keen. If there are new things, then I'll have to bring new. If they are old, actually, I have to do that. Yes, to minimize the time.
Yeah, the time that clearing
and also to
and also to take care of your money.
Yes.
Because when you're going and buying things just like that without
That's
knowing whether
something
they
you
will
know
be accepted at the other end,
Yeah.
you're also risking your money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it is good actually to seek advice. Yes.
Well, thank you very much, gentlemen. I wish we had more time, and I'd really love to also listen from. You say the association is called
KIFWA,
KIFWA.
Kenya International Freight Forwarding Association. Yeah, we are
I've not
members
heard of them a lot. They are not very vocal, especially in the.
It's a
the
big
media
office,
platform.
but they have some funny problems within themselves. Yeah,
They forget
have
to
a-
represent their,
Yes,
their members. I think KIFWA, you should wake up, and I'd really love to have you here so that we can still talk about this more, because recently issues of importation, especially with Kenya opening up, we've got big highways being constructed, we've got things like the SGR, we've got the expansion of the Lamu port, which will actually bring in more business and will mean that more clearing work for our agents here in Kenya. And I think it's high time, and also it's important that we have a strong agency or a strong association that really speaks for its members. Well, viewer, I hope that you've learned a thing or two, and I believe that as we continue, if you have any comments, suggestions, or opinion, you can send that to our SMS line. That's 21144. 21144 is the number. Our email is info@gbskenya.com. We can keep the conversation going on our Twitter handle. That's @KenyaGBS. Our hashtag is #GBS Morning Extra. My name is Timothy Omondi. Do have yourself a lovely day. I now pave way for my colleague, John Giki, who will be here shortly with the Sports Extra. From me is bye-bye, and see you again tomorrow.